Welcome to Shorty Supercoach. Today, Australian Open getting underway. Not a Supercoach video, but you guys know that I love my tennis, love my cricket and that, and occasionally we'll chuck in a video non-Supercoach related, and today is one of those days. Yesterday, great day, wasn't it? Just see the Aussies fully run through the Poms. It was tight for a while there, but 4-0 Ashes, that was great and almost perfectly scripted for us sport fans. It moves straight into the tennis. Day one, and see you later, Novak. How good is that? He's been booted from the country. I'm absolutely stoked about that. I'm sick of hearing about him every day. I just want to talk some actual on-court tennis, and every day an update of what Novak's doing, for God's sake. So we won't harp on that, but if you're not going to apply by our rules, play by our rules, respect what we've been through, you can jog on. So I'm glad that he's finally been deported, which is crazy to think, but yeah, I think he's living in another world. I think he just doesn't quite understand, has no empathy. And look, he wasn't too well liked beforehand, and he's really a villain now. So he might go down as the greatest all time, and good on you, but he's far from well liked like Rafa and Federer are. So enough of Djokovic, because I'm sick of talking about him. We've got Djokovic fatigue, but let's take a look at who's going to win this tournament. And while we're talking about Djokovic and the like, let's take a look at the men's draw. Now, the men are pretty straightforward in a way. The women's draw, and over the last couple of years, there's been so many different Grand Slam winners, and unseeded players can come through out of nowhere. I feel like the men's draw, not so much. I really feel as if Medvedev, Zverev, and of course Djokovic, prior to him getting booted on the hard court, have really just moved away and made not a massive gap, but just enough to be like, we are the guys to beat, and quite seriously it's going to take a lot for us to not get to the semis. But obviously it comes down to two, and we have seen, as you guys well know, the big guys in men's tennis just dominate. But I want to go through a few names. Look, Zverev, I'm a massive fan. He could meet some really tough opponents, which you probably would expect to by the third or fourth round. But just looking at his draw, I think there's some real testers, big testers early, and, you know, potentially Herbert Hachkov, I think it is, Hurkacz, I think is probably a better pronunciation. And Denis Shapovalov could really test him early. But if he gets through that, and he's been in amazing form. Even Raphael Nadal is, of course, one that we'd all like to see win, for sure. But I just don't feel like he's playing the best tennis that we've seen. I know he won the tournament leading in, but if you look at the names, they weren't massive scalps. And he's just coming back to top form. Well, he'll be hoping he's working into it. He hasn't found it just yet. And a round two blockbuster with the cock, Thanasi Kokkinakis, could be massive. I've really enjoyed watching him throughout the week, and I think he could take a set or two, and we'll dare to dream that he could maybe knock off Rafa, but all eyes will be on that match. In section 3 of the draw is quite a bit open, and look, I think Jannik Sinner, young gun, could get through there. Stefanos Tsitsipas is just not quite fit and firing on all cylinders just yet, so I've got to cast a little bit of doubt, and even Taylor Fritz, I think, is a pretty good player in that draw. And then we go down to the section of Danielle Medvedev. And I think he's the clear standout for that. He's been dominating for a long time. He won the US Open and just really believes now. He does potentially meet Hugo Humbert. Some of these tennis players are a bit of a mouthful to pronounce, but he's actually 0-2 against Humbert. So a couple of meetings, Humbert's taken him out. I'm not exactly sure what circumstance, but interesting to note, potentially an early tester for Medvedev. But who's my tip? It is Danielle Medvedev. I'm not the biggest fan of the bloke. I don't know, he pisses me off sometimes. I think he's a bit petulant, but I would like to see Zverev win it. I'd also love to see Andy Murray play some good tennis. Obviously, De Minaur, I think, has got a big match against Musetti early, a couple of young guns. And as I mentioned, Kokkinakis I'd love to see. I'm off to the tennis on Wednesday, so I'm hoping that I can see some massive matchups there and just get a little ground pass and see what we can stumble across. But moving on to the women's side of the draw, and certainly from an Aussie point of view, Ash Barty is the one that we're all barracking for, all hoping can take it out. She's in stellar form, winning the tournament in the lead up to this one. But she does have a jam-packed section of the draw, you know, potential 4th round, I think it is, with Osaka. Amanda Aminasova, I think it is. She's ranked 60 in the world, the American. I know I didn't give you too many outsiders in the men's, but there are a few that could definitely do some damage outside the seeds. And I think Mississova, I think it is. I've written it about 7 times in an article I was doing. I couldn't pronounce it to save my life, but I think she is in a tough part of the draw, clearly, as you get when you're unseeded, but could do some damage. So, and even further down in Ash's section is Maria Sakkari, who I think is a really good player and someone that could go deep. But look, I really think Barty can win that section, and I'll touch on my tips later on. I mean, Barbara Krejcikova, number 4 in the world, is also in the draw, or part of the draw, with Coco Gauff and Paula Badosa. So again, another strong part of the draw. Gabi Muguruza is as well number 3, I think, in the world, and I think she could make it to the final. That half of the draw, I'm picking her to go all the way. And then in the 4th part of the draw, you know, it's quite open, you know, because you've got Sabalenka, who is out of touch. There's, I think, Azarenka, maybe Kvitova, or one of them, Kerber, I think, sorry, is in that. A couple of elder statesmen of the game who could be back, could still be struggling. You know, their ranking has dropped since their top form, but, you know, a couple of floaters in the draw. So I think Storm Sanders as well has drawn Sabalenka, who was throwing in a lot of double faults in the lead up. So I just wonder if Storm could create a little bit of an upset if Sabalenka isn't on her game by now. But in terms of a prediction, I am going to go Ash Barty. So there you go, massive tips from Shorty. He's gone the 2 number 1 seeds of the competition. But, you know, I threw a few names out there for you. I really do think Medvedev, the men's game, I'd love to see Zverev win, like I said, but I think Medvedev's just looking fantastic. And look, maybe a little bit with my heart in terms of Ash Barty. Muguruza is probably my selection if I'm not going Ash. I think they could meet in the final. I'm pretty sure they're on different halves of the draw. But yeah, if you've got a little smoky out there for me, let me know. I wouldn't be shocked if we do see, you know, I think Goff's a fantastic player. Like I said, Sakkari as well. Not many know Badosa. She's number 6 in the world now, but she's an outstanding player. She's got Tomljanovic in the first round, so they had a tightish first couple of sets the other week, so I'll be quite interested to see which way that sort of goes. So I'm just looking forward to the tennis. I can't wait to go, because like last year, just you know, it was a bit of chaos. I didn't actually get to go, which broke a streak. You know, I think I've been 17 of the last 18 years, so I'm not going to count last year, and I'm just going to say I missed one, because I actually couldn't get to it last year, just the way it all panned out. So looking forward to that. If you're going along, I hope you have a good day. And like I said in other videos, Supercoach related, we'll be back smashing out some videos and content very soon. I'm getting towards the end of a 6-day run at work, just doing a bit of work delivering groceries at the moment. So as you can imagine, it's flat out. I'm about to study this year, so been flat chat. Looking forward to a couple of days off over Wednesday, Thursday. Give me a good chance to do a bit more content, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good one. Cheers.